Hello champions and future champions, hello Chessmood family. Yesterday we were speaking about fundamental defense with the knights, and today we will see that sometimes our defense can be very ugly but still fundamental, and you will see one more time the importance of fundamental defense. Here is the position white to play. White is pawn up, however, black's pieces are very active, especially the bishop on a7 is just bombarding us, and together with this bishop on a7, queen on f6, rook on f8, the knight on g4, also the bishop on c8, they are ready to attack our king. How to defend? I offer you to pause the video and think a bit. Okay, whenever we are the defensive side, the first thing we should do is to ask a golden question. What is opponent's threat? And when you figure it out what is opponent's threat, it's easier to come up with defensive idea. Now, first of all, the f2 pawn hangs. Black wants to take now the next move, knight f2, and after knight f2, bishop f2, king h1. Well, there is a pin, but black can play queen h4, easily get rid of that pin, and with the tempo. Now black wants to take on g3. Another threat black has, which is even more dangerous, is queen h4 move. Now black wants to take on h2. If we play here h3, we have problems after knight f2, and then queen g3, or queen g3 immediately using the pin, and after hg4, bishop g4, we have issues. Additionally, the next move after we move the queen, it's coming bishop f3. Now both are the pins, we cannot take here, and it's very tough to defend against queen g2 mating idea. So now we know opponent's threats. If we try here to play h3, well, this one stops queen h4 because we'll take on g4, more or less it's possible to think about it. But after h3, black can simply take the f2 pawn. And after knight f2, bishop f2, black won the pawn back and they continue to have the initiative. If we try to play here queen e2 defending the f2 pawn, now queen h4 is coming. And after h3, queen g3, hg4, bishop g4 again. Black won back the pawn and continue to have the initiative. If we play here bishop f4, another possible move, with this way we are closing both pieces, which we are attacking the f2 pawn, and also we are defending the g3 knight. After queen h4, h3, right, black cannot take queen g3, we have bishop on f4, but black can take the defender of the g3, rook f4. And after knight f4, queen g3, if you take opponent knight on g4, our knight on f4 is also hanging. So it's look like here we have serious issues. However, there is a very strong defense. One more time I offer you to pause the video, and I think before I show you the solution. Okay, as we have seen, we have here two problems, the f2 pawn and h2 pawn. However, there is one more problem we had. It was the knight on g3. Because after a queen h4 move, h3 black were taking the g3 knight, right? So what if we get rid of this knight and play here knight h1? Looks very ugly. However, if we can defend this pawns, we are just pawn up, right? So with knight h1, we defended the f2 pawn. How black can continue to attack? Well, the only way here is queen h4. And what if you play h3? Now we don't have the knight on g3 and black cannot take it. And if knight goes back, here there is a strong move e5. What's the idea? After e5, d5, knight e5. First the knight will come to defense, and another thing after e5 we want, the rook from a1 will come to defense. If you watched a Johan Hellsten course in Chessmood about defense, you would know this idea about mobilization, and now this is a great idea with e5, rook a4, the rook mobilizes the defense and also the knight can come to defense. Any move like bishop h3 doesn't work. We can simply take on f6, queen f3 is coming to defend the king side, rook a4 is coming, nothing works for black. So very surprisingly, this very ugly but a fundamental defensive move works. Let's go to the next example. The position is from the game Sandipan Indic 2014. Here is white to move. How to continue? I offer you to pause the video and think. Okay, earlier black sacrificed a piece, and now they have two pawns for a piece, and they are attacking the king on g1. Now we are the defensive side, and now you know already what is the question we should ask ourselves when we are defending. Right, what is opponent's threat? Now black are threatening to play queen h2 check, and after king f1, knight f2. Taking the defender of the g3 knight, attacking our queen, and after king f2, f e4, discover check, and if we move the king, king e3, queen g3 will be, and here we are having problems. And seeing the previous example, I think you would already come with the correct answer. In the game, Salipan found it and played knight h1. Very ugly move, but a fundamental defense. White is defending their weakest square, f2 pawn. Now if queen h2 check, king f1, all is good for white. Next they want to play queen f3, queen g3, bring the queen to defense. Black cannot take f e4 and open the rook, because now g4, knight hangs. After knight h1, if black takes f e4, well, now queen defends the g4 knight. But white can take knight e4 and knight also comes to defense, or even rook e4, pinning opponent's knight, and black has no time for taking the f2 pawn. After knight h1, black played f4, but after queen d3 with idea queen h3, soon white stopped black's attack and won the game. At the end of today's lesson about ugly but fundamental defense, I have a homework for you. The last move black played a4, attacking the knight on b3. Black is exchange up, on the board is opposite castles, but white, if they somehow have time to play h5, they will checkmate with the h line. What to play after a4? I leave for you to think about it and post your answers in the comment section. And next time when you are playing a game and you are the defensive side, think about what is opponent's threat, and sometimes the fundamental defense, even if it's ugly, can work. See you during the next daily lessons with a Grandmaster, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel in order not to miss updates. Take care, guys.